Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, I want to talk about Kyle Trask and Michael Pratt, two backup quarterbacks for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers behind Baker Mayfield. The reason I want to discuss both of these guys is because I feel like these two quarterbacks are closer linked to one another than people may even expect. The reason I say that is because I genuinely do believe that there is going to be a legitimate battle for backup quarterback throughout this offseason between all the workouts, training camp, preseason, and everything. I believe Trask versus Pratt is a legitimate battle worth keeping an eye on. Let's go ahead and start off with Kyle Trask because he has been here longer. He's actually entering his fifth season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I believe he is the first rookie quarterback in Bucs history to sign a second contract with the Bucs from all the quarterbacks that have been drafted by this team in their 50 years of franchise history. Okay. Now, Kyle Trask was a former second-round pick in 2021. The Bucs coaching staff, the Buccaneers front office, has spoken very glowingly of Trask in the past, but it hasn't necessarily netted a lot of playing time. Of course, when he first joined the Bucs, he sat behind Tom Brady. Then in 2023, he had a legitimate quarterback battle against Baker Mayfield and lost. That led to Trask only throwing 11 passes throughout his NFL career so far to this point for 28 yards. So not necessarily the most playing time in the regular season in the world. But I did want to go back to his preseason time and kind of take a look at how he did in those roles. And in 2021, 312 passing yards, he had one touchdown, he had two interceptions. 2022, he pretty much put up similar numbers, 457 passing yards, one touchdown, two interceptions. However, 2023 and 2024, it seemed like he did finally start to put it together. 509 passing yards, two touchdowns, one pick in 2023 preseason. 2024, 393 passing yards, three touchdowns, and one interception. I'm referencing these numbers because, quite frankly, this is the only game time statistics on paper that we have of Kyle Trask in a more extensive capacity. So I do believe it is worth mentioning in my opinion. But Trask does have that consistent improvement in the Bucs offseason programs. He's been with Todd Bowles for 5 straight years now upcoming. He's been through multiple offensive coordinators. He's worked with Josh Grizzard in the past, Liam Cohen, Dave Canales, all these different types of guys, right? Thad Lewis, quarterbacks coach, is in there as well. So Trask, you would think, has a lot of momentum in his favor. But one thing that I thought was so interesting this year is how much they paid Kyle Trask to come back. It's a 1-year, $2.7 million deal, which only counts for $1.3 million against the salary cap. That's not a lot at all. In fact, Michael Pratt's contract is $1.2 million. He counts for a little over $1 million against the salary cap. So both these quarterbacks have very similar values in the Bucs' mind, which is very notable. And speaking of Michael Pratt and his contract, let's discuss Pratt for a moment. He was a 7th-round pick in 2024 by the Green Bay Packers. Now, there's been a lot of chatter that the Bucs wanted to draft Kyle Trask in 2024 in that 7th round. He came out of Tulane. He was born in Miami, Florida, so he is a Florida man. Kyle Trask was born in Manville, Texas, but he did go to school at Florida. So both these guys have history with the state of Florida, which is interesting to me. But again, the Bucs possibly wanted to draft Michael Pratt in round number 7 of 2024. The Green Bay Packers got to him first. And during his lone preseason with the Packers, Pratt did okay. He put up 178 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. So not necessarily the most mind-blowing statistics in the world under any circumstances. However, whenever you take a look back at his Tulane career, he had some good success. 9,611 passing yards, 90 passing touchdowns, and 26 interceptions. Just for reference, Kyle Trask had 7,386 passing yards, 69 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Trask had an insane rookie year, or final year in college, 43 touchdowns and 8 picks. So both these quarterbacks have also had a decent amount of college success as well. But again, it is very notable that the Bucs did sign Pratt one day after he was released by the Green Bay Packers. They released him on August 27th. August 28th, he was with the Bucs. Simple as that. And you could make the argument that they decided to go with Pratt over a guy like John Wolford last year, who was technically an option to remain with the Bucs. I believe he ended up joining the Carolina Panthers. You could argue that Pratt was the chosen developmental quarterback instead of Wolford. He is only 23 years old. Trask is a few years older than him at 27 years old. So I say all that to say this. Look, I think the Bucs like both of these guys. Pratt also had time last year with Cohen and new offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard. Now, I do think that there are some benefits that you give Kyle Trask just in terms of him being with the overall organization longer than Pratt. Again, Trask is going into year number 5. Pratt is going into year number 2. But one thing I just can't really shake out of my mind is that contract situation where Kyle Trask was brought back on a 1-year, $2.7 million deal, only counting $1.3 million against the cap. That's only $300,000 more. In fact, less than $300,000 more than what it cost the Bucs to keep Michael Pratt on this roster. So that to me kind of shows that the Bucs value both these quarterbacks very similarly to where it's not that far apart. Now, if they would have brought Kyle Trask back on, say, a $5 million deal, $6 million deal, that would have been a different discussion, right? But that number just sticks in my head. And I think that that really does make me believe that this will be a legitimate competition. I don't necessarily think either one of the guys is in huge danger of being cut. Maybe. I could see the Bucs carrying 3 quarterbacks in this scenario if they really do like Trask and Pratt that much. But would it be that surprising to see the Bucs maybe eventually trade away a Kyle Trask or trade away a Michael Pratt to a team that might need a backup quarterback? I don't know. It's something to consider. It's something to chew on and something to think about. So what do you guys think about Kyle Trask? What do you think about Michael Pratt? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about it down in the comments section below. I would love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And as always, guys, I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.